Okay, let's get it started. Welcome, everyone. It doesn't matter where you are, in the morning or in the evening, because we're a global family. Before starting, please mute yourself when you're not talking. However, we always welcome you to switch on the camera so we can have more interaction. Now, let's put our hands together to welcome our club president, Joseph Ian.
Thank you so much, Global Family and our guests. It is fantastic to see you. I'm really happy to see so many guests also join us today for this special event. I can see that we've got Derek joining us from District 67 and Alpha Toastmasters. We've got Toastmasters Live flying in from Malaysia. Fantastic. We also have a special guest, Anita, who messaged us just today to be able to join, as well as joining us from the Founders District. Very fancy. Christina, wonderful to have all of you here. Thank you so much for making time and making this such a special event. This is Global Family's second speech marathon. We're an online club and we meet for a very short period of time. And so our Vice President of Education, Patsy Wu, she moves heaven and earth so that we have the time and the flexibility to do these speech marathons. I'm just going to lay down a couple of ground rules before I bring up our host for today. The way the speech marathon works is a bit different than maybe what you're used to with a typical Toastmasters meeting, in which you have speakers all speak, you have table topics, and then you have evaluation. What we're doing is a very rapid fire approach, which is very helpful for all of our different time zones. And so we will be doing speaker and evaluator as two pairs, and then speaker and evaluator next pair. Think of it more, instead of a marathon, it's kind of like a relay race where we're getting the baton to the next person, next pair, next pair, next pair. And so with that, we're going to be having speaker, evaluator, and then we're going to get a certificate up, do a picture, and then move on to the next pair. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Joe, this sounds like absolute chaos. How do you even keep this thing going? Well, the answer is very simple. We have a fantastic host who, with his charm, humor, and wonderful speaking skills, is going to keep us on track. This man is from District 93, and he has been serving as our Vice President of Membership. And as you can see, we have lots of happy members, so he must be doing a fantastic job. And his presence really brings a lot to our club. And so it's with great pleasure that I welcome our host for the speech marathon, number 2, Kim. Welcome, Andy Kim.
Thank you very much, Joseph, for a warm introduction. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for everyone who is participating in today's speech marathon. I'm so honored to be the second speech marathon host. And today we have 7 wonderful speakers and 7 evaluators. So I think we don't have enough time. So I'll try to make sure that I will run the meeting smoothly as possible. Before we get into hear the first speaker's speech, I would like to acknowledge our timer. Today's timer will be Patsy. Can you all see Patsy? All right, cool. She will work as a timer, and while she is delivering a speech, I think Joseph will working as a second timer. So now everyone's ready to enjoy the speech? Yeah, then let's invite the first speaker. Our first speaker is no other than the Brian, and he's working on his icebreaker speech, but he's not the icebreaker. He already delivered so many icebreakers, I believe. And he's working on dynamic leadership paths, and his speech title is The Beginning of My Hybrid Leadership Journey. Without further ado, let's invite our first speaker, Brian, to the monitor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brian Lin, and thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, for your introduction. I am very new over here. This is my first speakerthon at Global Family, and it may not be my first Toastmasters meeting. In fact, I've been to a lot of Toastmasters meetings, but I want to make sure that every meeting I attended or every meeting I will attend will be just like the first meeting I have in Toastmasters. And if I trace back my Toastmasters journey, I discovered Toastmasters in Australia. That was a long, long time ago. And then I officially joined my first club in Taipei, Excellence Toastmasters. And in 1 year, I helped to charter Legacy Toastmasters. After that, I moved to US and I've been involved with more than 24 Toastmasters club and have served in all 7 officers in the club, not in a single club, in many different clubs. And now I'm at a new stage of my life because I finished 5 paths, and this is the very last one. I'm doing the icebreaker, the very first speech for my 6th path, dynamic leadership. So when I think about leadership, I look back of what I have done in the past. And then I look at around me and see what's happening right now in the world. And some of you may know already that we are in the era of AI. And anything that you know about you, about the world, about computer technology and everything may change because we are now in a new era. So there's a famous saying that says past performance is no guarantee of future results. And that's exactly true for this AI era, especially for me, because think back what I have done in Toastmasters, in life, in my career. Nothing I have done have prepared me to face this AI revolution or evolution, whatever way you put it. So I figured if I want to do something for myself, for my next stage in my career, for the world, for Toastmaster, for anybody I care about, I better start learning AI. And what would be a better way to learn about AI than actually using a Toastmasters pathways? And in this particular example, it's dynamic leadership path. So how can we lead people and AI in this hybrid world? Because AI is very good doing certain things, and humans are very good doing other things. And how can we combine the wisdom of human with the efficiency and effectiveness of AI systems? And I'm not saying AI as a single thing, because AI could be many, many systems, especially if you look around, there's more than 300 AI products already in US market, and there's probably more in Taiwan and China. So how can we have limited time and resources to pull together a teams of leaders for yourself, or for me in this example, and actually excel in this AI world? How can we define the borders and the responsibilities between my advisors, the fellow leaders from Toastmasters, from my work, from my contacts, from the people I know who are AI experts, and using this group of people, the wisdom, the knowledge of them, combining with what I wanted to do and what the AI agents can do. Because from this war that we have in the Middle East, we have seen how much AI can do for us. For example, for the US Army, they hack into the video cameras of Tehran and have different AI agent monitoring different roads to spot the faces they want to. And that is totally AI's area. But they have to be human beings. In this case, that will be me, that's actually govern this whole complex system with all different humans contributing to this model and all the AI tools and agents and systems that we can utilize with a few clicks on the computer. So for me, this is not just an icebreaker. This is actually a declaration of a star for me in the AI era. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you want to do this year or in the next few years that you can start with AI? I still don't have all the answers, but I do have one answer. I know I'm starting this here and now. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brian Lin. We are all in this AI era together. Prepare to lead. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Wow, thank you, Brian. Thank you. Wow, thanks for sharing your thoughts and also the declare that you will study the AI as much as you can. Wow, that's great. Now, the beauty of the speaker tone is that the evaluator will evaluate right after the speaker delivers speech. And today, Brian's icebreaker speech evaluator will be DTM Lai. So please help me welcome our first evaluator, Lai, to the monitor. Lai, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, the stage is yours.
The start of an AI era has been started a few years ago. And of course, at first, when you start, not much people knows about it. And slowly, people try to use it, apply it in daily life, and not apply, is bring it to their life in their works, all these things. And of course, Brian, you won't be escaped from this. Or any one of us in this, we're all learning through it. Now, thank you, Brian, for sharing of your Toastmaster journey, of how you started all the way and what you have done throughout the years. And of course, I'm only left the treasurer role. I haven't hold before I hold all the 7 exco roles. And things that what I notice that I like in your speech and what can further improve is the flow of the story that you share, your past history, what are you starting now in the AI era as a leader, what do you want? And of course, things that you're thinking of, what can be done is as a currently in an AI era, what leadership means can be done. Number 2, a part of the speech when you deliver, there are times when you emphasize on a low voice to emphasize some words in your delivery, that to emphasize the importance of it for you and to let us know why is it important. Now let me go through on what I noticed can be improved in your speech as the part of a leadership journey. I noticed it. Number 1, what I felt missing is like you have want to set up a team for this leadership journey. Maybe a part of you has some initial idea. What do you want to do? Maybe share a part of it initially. What do you want to do in this kind of era as a leadership in your a new leadership, hybrid leadership journey? Because initial ideas will be shared out. We'll get the idea and we know how to work with you if you share it out. Because leader brings the ideas out and group people together. Number 2, I noticed that there are times when a lot of things that more of the speech is about the past of your story and about and current situation of the war there. That's why I feel that share more about in the recent year, what has you done throughout from the pandemic era, we have started what we call hybrid era of leadership. Maybe you are there, maybe not. How do you feel about the starting of the term of that time? Because the story will slowly link to what we are now. Those are the story that can be bring on. Overall, Brian, I enjoy your speech. Your strength is your structure and your workout to emphasize words. What I feel missing is what do you want to do? And the stock continuous journey from the reason this past 5 to 6 years to connect it now. What inspire you to become now? Back to you, Kim.
Thank you very much, Lai. Oh, wow. I want to hear your evaluation more often. So please visit the Global Family Toastmasters more often, Lai. And now let's have a group photo with no, not the group photo. The 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 photo with the speaker one and the evaluator one and not me. Thank you for the wonderful speech, Brian, and also the very insightful evaluation, Lai. So
All right,
everyone make a
we
big
are ready to take a photo. Jay, can you take a photo now or?
Yes. But can you pin the speaker and the evaluator on the same screen so I can do a screenshot?
Patsy has spotlighted us.
Oh, okay. Just a minute. Now, hold on a second. I'll do
Yeah,
it
sure.
once again. Once again.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, first speaker and
Thank
first
you.
evaluator. Yeah, just in case, I took a screenshot as well. So maybe if the screenshot doesn't work, you can use mine as a backup. So let's move on to the second speaker. Our second speaker is forever the DTM and forever our past district director, Harry Fung. And he's working on team collaboration path and working on introductions to vocal variety. And he told me introduction to vocal variety only. The title of his speech is A Rock Worth Pushing. A Rock Worth Pushing? Harry Fung.
Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, how many of you felt good about when you deliver a speech and later felt the pressure, knowing that very soon you are going to give another speech? I have that experience many times. Every time when I finish a speech, I always feel a strong sense of accomplishment, thinking that was a real challenge and I've made it. But I feel happy for a while, then a nagging voice creeps into my mind. Sooner or later, my next speech is coming, which means another speech, another story to find, and another round of preparation. It's a never-ending cycle. Sometimes it just feels like pushing a rock up the mountain. And that reminds me of a man from Greek mythology. His name is Sisyphus. Condemned by the gods, he's sentenced to roll the rock up the mountain for all eternity. Every morning, he stands facing a huge, rough rock, almost as tall as he is. His muscle trembles, his hand pressed against the rough surface, step by step and inch by inch, who pushes the rock up a mountain. By the end of the day, after tremendous effort, the rock is at the top of the mountain, and then the rock falls all the way down again. The next morning, he walks down the mountain and push it again forever. What a terrible punishment. This is what I think. But the French philosopher Albert Camus said something surprising. We must imagine Sisyphus happy. Happy? How can he be happy? For a long time, I couldn't figure out what he meant until I learned the lessons from my fellow members. To me, preparing a speech is no easy feat. Sometimes I sit in front of a computer for a long time, figuring what to say. Many a time I stare at the computer, at the blank screen, and wonder, do I have anything worth saying? Or worse, have I already used up all my stories? Anyhow, I start writing, rewriting, making correction, practicing, and before each speech, a quiet voice would ask, what if this speech is not good enough? In those moments, I feel that Toastmasters is like pushing a rock up the mountain. As soon as I finish a speech, the rock of self-doubt rolls back down, setting in motion a never-ending cycle, much like Sisyphus pushing the rock for eternity. But something happened that changed my perspective. One evening, during a meeting, I started to observe other members closely in the club. I saw people who were once very nervous speakers becoming confident. And I saw members who struggle with words, telling interesting stories. And I saw speakers who used to rely on scripts now can connect naturally with the audience. Speech by speech, they are all improving. All of a sudden, I have this insight. Just like Sisyphus, they were all pushing their own rocks. They practice, they make mistakes, face difficulties, they make correction. And because they kept pushing, I realized that this never-ending cycle of speech giving was not a punishment. Instead, it's a journey designed for my learning. Simply put, the rock is not my enemy. The rock is my training. Every speech pushes me to think deeper. Every preparation pushes me to face my own fear. The mountain does not get lower, but I become stronger. Now, when our next speech is coming and I feel the little fear again, I smile. I smile because I know what it means. It means the rock is ready. The rock is waiting for me to move on. So I place my hand on the stone and I push again. Not because I must, but because I know the rock is helping me becoming the person I want to be, a better speaker. Now I can understand what Albert Camus meant when he said, we must imagine Sisyphus happy because he has found a rock worth moving. Back to you, TME Kim. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Harry. I was also feeling exactly the same thing, and your story makes me think about something new. Thank you very much. And now let's hear the evaluator. Let's introduce the evaluator. I think the Harry's evaluator is the only one, president of Global Family Toastmasters. Joseph, are you ready?
I am ready. Thank you so much. And I'm just making sure I can see our timer. Good to go. Harry is a phenomenal and a strong leader. And a strong leader comes across with strong messages to help members to grow. Today, what I really loved was for vocal variety. Harry really hit one of the key elements of vocal variety, which is the power of pause, the power of rhythm. There was so much that allowed his speech to just flow really smoothly, but then also to be able to pause around certain key and crucial moments. Getting that feeling of step by step, inch by inch. That particular line to me just struck me because it allows the audience, it allows me to feel sort of unending toil that can come from that rock, the little incremental progress that just you can barely see it happen. And by using rhythm and by using pause and that vocal variety, that feeling comes across even stronger. So that particular element of vocal variety was quite nice. And of course, the structure, the key kind of closing idea that we should imagine Sisyphus pushing up that rock and being happy because it's a rock worth pushing. In terms of the overall messaging, I think it's quite beautiful. And for a club that's filled with advanced speakers, it's really meaningful because that progress doesn't feel so big. And maybe you start to wonder, is it worth it to push further up the mountain? And today, Harry's answer is yes. In areas of improvement for vocal variety, I just have one area that I want to focus in on. So when Harry presents in his speaking style, there's a good solid energy that's there from start to finish. And I think sometimes what happens when you have that clear energy that comes across, your volume can sort of stay at the same level for that energy. Because the pitch is good, the pause is good, the rhythm is good. But I think sometimes stepping back, allowing yourself to get quiet and to work on the volume side of it. In doing that, you now have an extra dimension of contrast. And so by doing that, step by step, inch by inch, you start to make your way up the mountain. And that volume then creates another layer of change for us to follow and to link into the message. You don't have to worry about it for every single aspect of the speech. But what I like to do for myself is I think about it like music. And I think about what section of my song, my script, that I want to be loud, that I want to be quiet, to create special moments, to create special contrasts. I think just by adding that extra little spice, you'll have a very finely tuned speech that's going to even motivate more people. Back to our host.
Thank you very much for your detailed and heartwarming evaluation, Joseph. And now it's time to write down, no, not to write down. It's time to take a photo with our second speaker, Harry, and Joseph.
All right, here we go. I've got my screen shared.
Okay, 1, 2, just a sec. 3. Okay, well done. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Patsy.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Now let's move on to introducing our third speaker. I personally have very strong intimacy with her because she uses the same name as me, Andy. And our third speaker, Andy, she's working on engaging humor paths and working on level 2 connect with your audience project. And today's her speech project title is What Blooms When You Look Again. Without further ado, let's invite our third speaker, Andy.
Thank you. Just a moment. I will prepare. Okay, just a moment. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Now, have you ever discovered something beautiful in a place you thought you knew well? That's what what happened to me this new year in Atami. Atami is a beautiful coastal city near Tokyo. And it's famous for 3 things. First, hot springs. The water is gentle and relaxing, perfect for slowing down and unwinding. And the second, fresh seafood. Fresh fish, fresh shrimp, jewelry like salmon roe. Just thinking about it makes my mouth water. And third, gorgeous ocean views. You can see the vast ocean and hear the waves day and night. And even while you are sleeping. I know Atami very well. Atami was once a popular destination for honeymoons, romantic night views, and romantic hotels. Then, over time, it faded. But recently, the city has been revitalized and is lively again. I know Atami very well because I've been there many times. One early morning in Atami, I took a slow walk along a small river. The air was crisp and I was enjoying a slow, quiet new year. And then a hint of pink. What's that? Cherry blossoms? No, it's winter. It couldn't be. But I stepped closer and soft pink flowers were stretching along the riverbank like a quiet ribbon of pink. Curious, I asked a local man passing by, "Hello, excuse me, are they cherry blossoms?" And he said, "Yes, they are Atami Zakura. They bloom in winter." I was stunned. Atami Zakura? I had visited Atami many times, yet I had never heard of them. In Japan, cherry blossoms usually bloom in March or early April, and they are the symbol of new beginnings, new schools, new jobs, and a new chapter in life. So seeing cherry blossoms in January felt very special. A good sign for the year. Lucky me! And then, in that moment, I realized something. I thought I knew Atami very well, but I didn't. How often do we stop paying attention because we think we already know? The most meaningful things are often right in front of us. In the street we often pass and the people we see every day. Like the family who always care for us, or the friends who quietly stand by us. Atami Zakura taught me this. If we slow down and take a moment to look again, we may discover something unexpected, something meaningful, and something that had always been there. And sometimes what we discover is not something new, but something we had simply overlooked. So, everybody, what blooms when you look again? Toastmaster.
Wow, thanks for sharing the interesting fact and also the wisdom you learned from Atami Cherry Blossom. Wow, it was a wonderful speech. And Andy's speech will be evaluator, her Toastmaster's soulmate. So please help me welcome Teresa.
Hello, good evening, good night. Okay, I am very glad to hear a beautiful speech from Andy. About Atami, she brought us to the journey with her to Atami. Wow, she combined the three major things in the speech. First, beautiful images by PowerPoint, which is very related. And the second is the storytelling ability. She told a story of her encounter of the winter cherry blossom. And the third is the most important thing of the speech. It's the reflection, the core value. And the winter cherry blossom is the metaphor that we overlooked when we are getting used to the environment or the people around us. So she gave us a very strong core value, clear message that we should pay attention to those tiny things around us. Maybe people, maybe things, anything can be meaningful. The speech is marvelous. I like it and I enjoy it. There are 3 tiny suggestions I would like to give. The first one is, after the introduction of Atami for 3 things, the seafood, the beautiful, the warm hot spring, and the ocean view, maybe you can add 1 sentence. I would like to suggest you to have a trip in Atami sometime in the future. You will enjoy it. That will relate to the audience more. The second is that, 2 suggestions. Second thing is to add 1 or 2 tiny personal experience of your past overlooking of the people or environment beside of Atami. So that will give us a more stronger feeling about, oh, that can happen to us. Yeah, why we overlooked our parents, our spouse, our children's love or support. Anything happens or from our friends, members, yes, that will be even more relatable to the audience, connect to the audience. Nevertheless, the speech is really beautiful. I like the ending sentence to echo your speech title. What blooms when you look again? What a beautiful speech. Thank you. Back to Andy Kim, the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, Teresa. No wonder why you two are the soulmates. Wow, great. So let's take a photo of our third speakers and third evaluator together.
Okay, certificate ready.
Yeah, we still need and yeah, Andy's here. Yeah.
Yeah, they all spotlighted.
Congratulations, Andy and Teresa. Great job.
1, 2, 3.
Cool.
Okay, done. Thank you.
Thank you, Patsy. And now it's time to hear our fourth speaker's speech. And you may notice that she is doing so many works for the Global Family Toastmaster. She is our current Vice President of Education, Patsy, and she's working on innovative planning path for understanding vocal variety project. Her title of the speech is Wings of Love. Wings of Love, Patsy. Thank you very much, Patsy, for sharing the episode with your mother. It was really touching and it really helped me to think about my family as well. And now let's move on to evaluation. And today, the Kwang Yu, he volunteered to become the PASSY's evaluator. He is such an inspirational speaker, and I'm definitely sure he'll do a great job evaluating PASSY. Without further ado, let's invite our first evaluator, Kwang Yu.
Hi. That's a great speech and a very touching speech. I especially like that by the title, we already know, yes, that's the wings our parents, your mom, gave you. But the best part of your whole speech is that not only she gave you the wings, you also gave her the wings back to assist her to stand up again. And that makes the whole speech stronger and more touching. I especially like the tough mind you mentioned in your speech, that your mom gave you the tough mind and you gave the tough mind back to her. That's a mutually supportive story. It's very, very touching. And I like your body gestures. You make the whole speech so vivid and so inspirational and so energetic. That's a very good way to post yourself as a speaker on stage. Even now, we are doing this online meeting. You make us feel we are seeing a speaker right in front of us. Very good presentation. And if you want me to give you suggestions to make you a better speaker next time, I think what you only need to do is more practice, because we can find that for some parts of your speech, the emotion should be pushed higher, but because you were thinking what's the best word at that moment, that kind of make the emotion stop a little bit. So you already have this great story. You have a very good speech. What you only need is more practice. Back to today's Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Kwang Yu. And now let's take a photo of our first speaker and first evaluator, PASSY and Kwang Yu. I think we are getting better at
We're getting smoother. We're definitely the speed is
getting
picking up as we
smoother,
go.
right?
Except Guang Yu this time. Okay, I think we are ready. 1, 2, smile, Guang Yu. Thank you very much. Okay, it's done. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
very
Patsy.
much. Thank you very much, Patsy and Guang Yu. Now let's move on to our fifth speaker. Today's fifth speaker is Derek, and he's working on Dynamic Leadership Path Connect with Your Audience project. When I first saw his title, I was so curious what he's going to talk about today. Without further ado, let's invite our fifth speaker. Derek, when I win, I'm a genius. When I lose, I'm a gambler. Derek, are you ready?
This Chinese New Year, the year of the horse, 2026. Family members, relatives, friends gathering together. Have a great time, preparing some food, enjoy the atmosphere. That was fun. And people gathering together to share what happened in this year. After eating finish of the food, and what's the rest of the time? The very first day of the Chinese New Year. It's an entertaining time. People gather together, the same generation, play the poker card. Okay, the game is really easy. It's called a Dragon Door. We have the two cards here. There are two numbers. So each person has a chance to guess the third card. We win if the card is in the middle of the card. We lose if the card is outside of the door, the Dragon Door. I'm the first time to play the game. I'm really beginner. I have no idea how to play the game. So my strategy is observe what the people play around me. The lady who is next to me, she is conservative. She always puts the small money and the small money and a lot of the calculation, a lot of thinking. So she won little money and lost a little money. And the more we play, the more she feel like she can never win. She got a little chance. She showed the signs of the negative thinking. So the game she played is just not losing a lot, but during the session that she is really in a bad mood. And the person who is next to me is Korean. This is her first time he play the game. His strategy is doing something a little bit bold. Put the money into this jet and see the chance. He won again, little by little. So he became bolder and bolder. Put more money and put more money and more money. He's winning a lot and always in really great luck. Eventually, he do this. All in. And he win a lot of money. So it seems that luck is on his side. And later on play, he wants a lot of the money in his turn. So after I realized that's a two different strategy from the lady and the person, I start to do that. I'm from the conservative way. Put the money into the bonds and put the money into the. So at the very beginning, I win a little bit. But later on, I just feel things doesn't go really well. Even a chance I think I can win, but I cannot win. It really doesn't make any sense. So the more I think the guy who is always winning, the lady who is always losing, what I'm doing, I still try to do that. So I put more and more money into that fund. But later on, I just lost a lot. And now it's a time I start to have the gambling mindset. That is very dangerous. I start to feel anxious and feel so nervous and feel like my body is really contract and losing my judgment. And when it's my turn, I just do the quick decision to put the money in because I want to expect the money can come back for the next round. And the end of the result is I lost. Totally lost the game. So I lost the one time, the two times, double and triple. And that day, I lost a lot. So when I win, I think I'm a genius. How can I do that? When I lose, I'm the gambler. But things just really weird. During the Chinese New Year, 2 days later, playing the same games at my home with exactly the same people. I feel really, really relaxed. And this time the same lady is still there and the guy is still there. And I seems like the luck is on my side. I can win the money all the time. And then when I put all in and it get double back, triple back, four times back, I feel like it also doesn't make sense anyway this time. But the luck is on my side. This time I think I'm really a genius, but it can't explain anymore. The things is just life is just really interesting. That two things just happened in 3 days. The first day I got a big loss. And 2 days later I win a lot. From the down to the top. It's just like a roller coaster from down to top. I realize it's just the life. It's a normal life, up and down, up and down. And just make me have a reflection of myself, my mindset. So when we get something that we cannot control, we start to have the gambling mindset. We need to be aware that something's dangerous. So dear my friends, if you want to gamble, we have something on the table that is the gambling. But if the things in our life journey is the life track awareness. To share my story with all of you. Back to Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you for sharing the interesting episode. And it was I must be sure it was painful to lose your money, but I think it gives you a good insight. And now let's move on to Derek's evaluation. Derek's speech will be evaluated by Bon Eric. Bon Eric, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. The screen is yours.
Today, I have the pleasure of evaluating a thought-provoking speech titled, When I Win, I Am a Genius. When I Lose, I Am a Gambler. The title itself immediately captured attention and set the stage for a powerful reflection on how winning and losing, on how success and failure are often judged differently. First, I would like to commend Derek for presenting a clear and relatable message and the central idea. How society celebrates success. How society celebrates winning, but how we quickly criticize failure and how we quickly criticize losing. It was so easy to understand and highly relevant to leadership, relationship, to life in general. Effective leaders, effective people, brilliant people, genius people, or gamblers alike know that risk-taking is part of growth. And your speech, Derek, reminded us that outcomes often shape how others level our decision. Second, Derek, your confidence and natural delivery strengthen the impact of your message. You maintain a good eye contact and spoke with conviction, which helped the audience stay engaged. I'm engaged. Also, your pacing allowed us to absorb the key ideas, especially when you emphasize the contrast between being labeled or being called as a genius and being labeled or called as a gambler. Another strength of your story is you're, of course, using the storytelling starting in your speech. By illustrating how the same decision can be viewed differently depending on the result, you encourage the audience to think how we judge ourselves. And that reflection is exactly what we are looking for when it comes to, of course, decision making, losing, winning. For improvement, I would suggest maybe a call to action and the impact of that story of yours that you shared to us, the impact to you. I really wanted to hear one or two more specific additional real life examples related to that story of yours. Concrete stories actually can make the message even more memorable and help us to connect with you emotionally. Another thing I would like to suggest is maybe a stronger closing statement that will clearly summarizes the overall impact of your story. Overall, Derek, this was an engaging and insightful speech that challenged us to consider how we define winning and losing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brian Eric, for your thorough and fantastic evaluation. Now, our fifth speaker and evaluator finished delivering their speech, so let's take a photo together. Make a big smile. Your job is done.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna count. 3,
Oh, sorry. It's
2.
the wrong
Sorry.
certificate.
I have the
this
wrong
is
certificate.
that's
I got
all.
a
We're
little,
all humans.
I got
So
a little
confused.
stuck here. Just one moment. We were getting so smooth
Alright.
too. Just a second
Yeah.
here. Let me share my screen again. Oh,
That
that got
shows
exciting.
how
I was like,
much
wait a minute.
Joseph likes Patsy, right?
I just want Patsy certificates. 100% Patsy only. Okay, try again.
Okay, 3, 2, smile. Great, thank you. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Derek, and thank you, Van Eric. Now we're ready to hear our sixth speaker. I really like him because I really envy his energy.
Me too.
He's the vitamin and he's the energy force of Global Family Toastmasters. Sixth speaker, Scott, and he's working on effective coaching path, researching consensus project. His speech title is To Eat or Not to Eat, The Great Dinner Debate. Please help me welcome Scott.
To eat or not to eat? That is the question. What is the solution to that question? 3 things. Number 1, you listen with your ears. You open your brain, open your mind, and then you open your heart. Hello, fellow Toastmasters. This is the project, How to Reach Consensus. Where else can you have an opportunity to practice your ability to lead a group of people to reach consensus? And with the help of your Toastmasters friend. With this project, I picked option B, to help a group of people to reach consensus, non-Toastmasters people. So yes, they may have the challenge of how to communicate, but I have a friend. His name is Tony Stry. For this project, I picked my friend Tony Stry. He's also my fellow Toastmasters in Division H, District 67. With his help, I was able to help to lead a group of people, elderly people, to pick the food they want to eat and enjoy a dinner together. When I encountered the challenge of finding consensus for an elderly group of people, I knew it was not easy. Because for elderly people, it's not about what they want to eat. It's about if they really even want to go to a dinner together. That's why I reach out to my friend Tony and I seek for his advice. And we assemble a team, just two of us, but we're able to come up with solutions. First, we talked about how to get them together. Because without coming together, there is no dialogue and there is no solutions proposed. So I start to offer the solution to my elderly friends in the line group. And nobody wanted to talk. So I asked them when after church meeting, I was able to catch them all together. And I said, hey, let's come together and just chat. Just chat. And they agreed. So now when I was with them, I list all the options. I said, hey, I really want for this to be a time for us to get together. What do you want to eat? So I listened to all of the people, just like that I'm in a shopping mall, that there are many choices that you can pick. So I said, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? So one person said hot pot, the other person said sushi, and the other person said they want to eat at a round table. So I listened to all of them. And then I offer them feedbacks. I tell them, hey, this is a restaurant that we can go to. And some of them agreed, but some of them, they object. So I have to go back and I have to come up with more solutions. And at the end, we pick a restaurant that serves all of the stuff they wanted to eat, except sushi. But it was okay because sushi was not something they really wanted to eat. But that restaurant solved all the problems or all the challenges. This is a great opportunity that I was able to practice how to lead a group of people to consensus. At the end, I thought about three things while I was doing this project. First, I need to know the why. Why are we even having this dinner together? This is a group of church friends. And for them to get together, it's not easy because they're elderly people. But to be able to eat together is a wonderful memory for all of them. So I need to identify the why, and I need to sell them this idea of why they want to come together. Two, I need to know what they want to eat. For a little bit of research, I know what restaurant they like to go to. So it is important to know the why, to know the what, and then you need to know the how. Because to get them to come together is not hard. But if you don't do your homework of knowing the why and the what, even if you get them to come together, it doesn't matter. That is why this project, I learned the importance of opening your ears and listening to what everyone wants to say. And then open your brain or open your mind, that you have different options to offer to them. And then open your heart. Because when you communicate from your heart, they will feel your passion. And that is one way to get to consensus. Because when everyone is not wanting to come together, when you open your heart, people will listen to you. So next time, when you want to get a consensus from a group of people, Remember to open your ear, open your mind, and open your heart. And then you will get everyone to come together beautifully. We had a wonderful time together. Next time, let's do that together. And let's have a wonderful dinner party together. To eat or not to eat is not the question. It's coming together and having a wonderful time. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing the episode and also the wisdom through that episode. That was a great speech. And our evaluator for Scott's speech is Stefano, and I was always, surprised by his meticulous evaluation and also heartwarming evaluation. I cannot wait how he will evaluate Scott today. Stefano, are you ready?
No, but let me give it a go. Thank you, Scott. I'm still trying to internalize, understand what hit me. And what hit me is more than a dinner party between a bunch of some elderly people. It's a thought process that you taught me, or rather, I should say, a life lesson, because you turned something that is a dinner, planning a dinner, but you deconstructed it in terms of telling us how what the dinner meant to the elderly people, and you part of the project was about finding consensus, but you taught us more than finding consensus. You taught us about changing people's lives. That's how strong I thought your speech was, and that's how well you conveyed the message. You started with a very intriguing opener. I initially thought it was going to be a diet speech for me to lose a few kilos, but it wasn't. It was about your speech project. You introduced a mysterious character, Tony Schrei, which I think added a lot of humor to your speech. I'd be very curious to meet Tony. Maybe we can invite him to our club, one of the future meetings. But what I think was the two strongest part of your speech, the first one is your storytelling skills. If I told your same story, it probably end in 20 seconds and people would be like, but you got the mic and you slowly decomposed the way you have assembled everyone. It's that style of just keeping us guessing what's going to be his next move, what's going to be his next move. I was fully vested in your speech. I think that was probably the strongest part. And the second strong element was how you drilled, well, the topic, what, why, what, how, and then you transpose that to open your ears, your mind, your heart. The message couldn't have been clearer. It could have been stickier. This is probably a speech that I will remember years ahead if you ask me about this evaluation. How can we make such a strong speech stronger? To start with, I would have been very curious to hear the consensus generation process with the old people. I think sushi was the item left out, which made me cry inside because I love sushi. But you could have, one suggestion would be, who's here for hot pot? And you have a bunch of people, old people say, ah, hot pot, hot pot, hot pot. Who's here for burgers? Ah, sushi. It's like, ah. I thought some. It's just a suggestion. It seemed like the consensus part was a bit brief, but I think you did that to add a lot of space and room to your core message, which was strong, great delivery. It's a great pleasure always to be able to evaluate your speeches, and I'm glad that tweet or not tweet was not the question. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Kim.
Wow, as I was expected, it was such a meticulous evaluation. Thank you very much, Stefano. And let's take a photo of our sixth speaker and evaluator.
I'm ready this time.
Good.
Okay, are you ready? Scott, you're going to have so many flying hearts, okay? Yeah, so that's smile. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Scott and Stefano. And finally, tonight's last speaker. He's our District 67's District Director, Alex. And he's working on his innovative planning path project, Connect with Your Audience project. Project title is 7 a.m. Brother, are you ready? Let's invite our seventh speaker, Alex, 7 a.m.
Good morning, 7 a.m. in Taiwan Toastmaster Club. Good morning, fellow members. Firstly, let me ask you very simple questions. How many of you believe working out early can change your life? And let's have another question. How many of you actually work out early? Please raise your hand. Oh, Joseph, Harry, Teresa. I have to admit, working out early is not easy, especially when your arm rings at 6 a.m. Your bed feels warm. You just want to go back to sleep. But sometimes working out early can change your life. When you first thought about to charter another new club, because this year, the trio and the district team is working out to pursue our district recognition. In some places in district like China, Korea, Japan, Australia, they are bigger population than Taiwan. In Taiwan, the number of people is smaller, and finding community member can be difficult. It's very hard for us to charter a new club. The first time when I visited, the morning club for District 89 is at 5:30. They charter a new club at 5:30, and they have meeting every day. And the meeting is only 30 minutes per day. You won't believe that. They charter a new club within a month by daily meetings. So I have some idea to charter a morning club in Taiwan. And I talked to my best friend, one of my best friends in Toastmasters, Stefano. He said, let's make it happen. So luckily, we had a 7 a.m. Taiwan and 7 a.m. Japan Toastmaster Club in a week. Some members just heard about the information about 7 a.m. They couldn't believe how can we wake up 7 a.m. and have a Toastmaster meeting. For the first time during the meeting, I feel dizzy all the moment. My head stopped working. I have no idea what to say. But in the end of the meeting, I truly feel energetic. And gradually, we have members from different countries. We have members from Australia, Philippines, especially Japan, Taiwan, and some members from China. And we gradually gather some members in the club. And also for the 7 a.m. Toastmaster Club, we have one mindset. Just imagine this. If we improve 1% every day, in 1 year, you become 37 times better. If you can wake up every day, it can help you to fulfill a wonderful life. Why 7 a.m.? I think the reason is very easy. When you can wake up early and practice English, you can start a day with intention. You feel energized. You feel proud. And also, wake up early and practice English is the best way for English learner to improve your language. The first time when I joined 7 a.m., I feel energetic. When I talk to members globally, I feel exalted. When I deliver a speech at 7 a.m., I can feel I am improve myself every week. And also for this club, it's very special that we have a global connection. Because early time, people from different country who can join. We have meeting connected with members from Taiwan, Japan, Australia, Philippines, and China. Think about that. Every week, you spend a day, wake up early for 45 minutes, and we can connect people over the world. That is not only a Toastmaster experience, it's a global connection community. So I think that to join this club is my honor and also my privilege to serve. We have lots of district leaders. The district mission is that we build new club and help all the club to achieve its excellence. Sometimes I may think about that. Why build a new club is the top priority and put in the front. Because when you start to serve the members, when you build new club, you will actually help more members to be a better communicator and leaders. When we start a new club, we spend time to help people to grow. So fellow member in Toastmasters, join our 7 a.m. Toastmasters with me, Stefano, and Joe Calvin. It will change your life. If you improve 1% per day, within a year, you have a 27% times growth. So let's make it happen, and back to Toastmasters.
Thank you very much, our district director, Alex. It was such a motivational and very persuasive speech. And his speech will be evaluated by Jade Chan. Jade, are you ready? Yes, let's hear our last evaluator's evaluation. Jade, the screen is yours.
Alex, I'm so proud to tell you that your speech just motivated me to join another Toastmaster club. This is a very special one. It starts in the early morning, and that really changed my life habit to join a Toastmaster club in the early morning. Because to do that, I have to wake up by 6 because I am very slow motioner in the morning where my hands are dizzy, and I have to get ready to turn on the computer and get ready to that club. But I did it. And it is exactly the same thing that you just described in your speech. It's a very unique selling point. And my experiences with 7 a.m. was excellent. I really love that refreshing vibe. And I can't stop promoting this club to all the members that can be interested in joining it. Your speech it's just like your vibes all the time. You deliver it with a very powerful tone, with a very persuasive message, and very encouraging, very inspiring to invite people around you join this club of a very innovative idea, and that bring a new club experiences to all the Toastmasters members in Taiwan in D67, and also with international connections. This is another selling point to the other club members. And you organize the speech very structural. You spoke about your motivation and also how you were inspired by the 85 leaders and practiced in D67. And what impressed me is the quote by Stefano. when you speak about the idea, he agree with you and he say, let's do it, let's make it happen. And that's the tone I would like to hear in a team collaboration. Also, the conclusion is precise. Overall, I like your speech, and I think it is maybe a very good idea to make this speech as a promotional title that I can practice and try to invite more members to join us at 7 a.m. Taiwan. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much. Wow. We just finished our last evaluator's evaluation. So let's take a photo of our seventh speaker, Alex, and seventh evaluator, Jade. Where is Jade? Where is Jade?
Okay, I just spotlighted.
Fine, Jade.
Great. Okay, are you ready? 1, beautiful. 2, 3, great. Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
Wow. Wow, finally, the speech-cathon is over. Well, now it is 12:01. I don't have enough time because I'm supposed to hand over to the screen to our club president, but I just wanted to say this. Actually, I listened 35 speeches this morning and this afternoon because I was participating in an area speech, the different area speech contests and also the club meeting as well. And as soon as I came back, I was a little bit tired and I was, oh, what did I do? I took a Toastmasters for a speech marathon. So 7 more speeches and 7 more evaluation. But as soon as Brian opened his mouth, I made the right choice. I came to the right place, and I really enjoyed today's speakathon. And thank you very much for 7 speakers and 7 evaluators for sharing your insights and also the very helpful feedback. And thank you very much for having me as your Toastmasters today. And now I give my control back to our club president, Joseph, because Joseph liked this sentence. The screen is yours.
I loved that. Everyone, let's give a good round of applause. You can use your react. You can throw a heart up onto the screen. There was a lot of love and work put into today. Thank you so much to all of our speakers, everybody sharing, coming out, evaluating. Absolutely fantastic. It's really something to be able to, like Andy Kim, I also listened to, let me think, around also maybe 25, 30 speeches and table topics and all of this. So intense. And you think, oh, I don't have anything left, no more bandwidth. But then there are these really beautiful stories and moments and inspiration that get shared that I think really elevate even at the end of the day. Okay, before I get to too much yapping, I want to make sure that I get a group photo. Patsy, do you mind helping with a global family photo?
My pleasure. So,
Great.
everybody, yes, please switch on cameras. Our guests, and also Guang Yu, Jay, Alir. Oh, okay, DTM Lai, and our guest, Anita. Are you able to? Okay, so I'm gonna take a photo. I'm gonna count down. 3. Have a smile. 2. Yeah. 1. Thank you. Back to you, our club president.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. And of course, if you're interested in a speaking role, evaluation role, anything like that, do go and reach out to Patsy. And I know all of you have beautiful stories to share, great perspectives. So our screen is always yours. We'd love to hear from you. Now, we've had a couple of guests today that I want to be able to hear from. Especially we've had Christina, Alir, and Anita. And so what I'd like to do is maybe we can pause the recording if guests want to just be able to share freely. We can stop our recording here, so we'll have the meeting close, and then I'd like to just kind of do a little bit of networking and hear from everybody. And so, if possible, I'd love to hear lots of treasurers. But don't you just love Teresa's smile? Wouldn't you love to make Teresa smile just even more? The easiest way to do that is to use self-pay and pay the money. So I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Wonderful. That is my main announcement, is just everybody helping out with self-pay. Oh, yes, Alex, I see a hand there.
Yeah. So, fellow members, it's contest season. So, if you want to learn something from the World Championship finalists, and we have a third global club called Taiwan Korea is chartering, and we have invited the World Championship, the Philadelphia Conference. Second place, Mas Mahasta will deliver a speech workshop.
Fantastic.
On March 23rd. Yeah, March 23rd. And he will deliver a workshop about how to prepare a contest speech. And also we have a speech marathon with Korea. So if you will join
wonderful.
us, and I will share some information in the Line and WhatsApp group. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So yes, please do share that wonderful opportunities to do networking. A personal challenge I have for myself is that I know I need to go and visit some other global clubs. We have a good listing of it on the Toastmasters page. They actually have a page that's just devoted to online only. And so I know I need to get out there, go explore the universe just a little bit more. Wonderful. My only other kind of small announcement that I just want people to be aware of is that we're currently building our officer team for the next term. Now, Andy, Kim, and I, we are terrible people, and we have somehow convinced Kyoko to be our next club president. And so I hope everybody will support. Andy, Kim will be joining as VPPR. Andy, not Kim, joining from Japan. She blew my mind and said, if Kyoko's going to be president, I'm willing to be VP. I was struck. Tears of joy just falling from my face. And then I'll be serving as VPM, and I believe Patsy even stepped up to be SAA. There are a couple of other small roles like secretary and treasurer. And so if you feel that you like Global Family, you like what we do here, I'd absolutely love to have you come onto that team and support. We're going to be doing some really big things in the next term. And so let's keep the energy going. Let's keep it moving. All right. Well, that is it for me. Anything else from anyone? Anyone else? We've heard from Alex.
I think that Stefano can promote the 7 a.m. Japan Toastmaster Club.
Fantastic. Stefano.
Okay, thank you for giving me the chance to promote the club. So as Alex mentioned during his speech, the Taiwan version of the club is 7 a.m. Taiwan time, and I see a lot of familiar faces. It's a great community. We do sister club in Japan. So 7 a.m. Japan is a bit of a lie. We change it to 8 a.m. Because of the number of people, which means that it's still 7 a.m. in Taiwan. So it seems like the time zones are very Taiwan centric, which might give a bit of an idea. So 7 a.m. Wednesday and 7 a.m. on Fridays are the Japan chapter. So if you can join, please do come and join us and support. We have a very international community, as you heard from Alex's speech. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Stefano. Okay, I see our guest Anita, hand raised.
Hello. Sorry that
Anita,
it's just
hello.
not. Yeah.
So happy to see you. Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
Great. Well then, everyone, I know it's a little bit late. We've kind of gone a little bit longer than we normally would, but again, a big thank you to Patsy for planning and all of our speakers and evaluators to make this possible. And if you do have time, we do visit the 7 a.m. club quite a bit. I at least visit on a weekly basis. It gets me out of bed earlier. It's actually like changed my sleep patterns a little bit. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Stefano. Way to make me healthier. Hate you guys, but I actually love it. That's fantastic. Visit Global Enemy too. Stefano, you're the no, just kidding. You guys are great. Again, greatly appreciate everybody's support. Please do support the club by renewing your membership. Helpful to keep the doors open in that way. And if you're interested in doing a speech, please contact Patsy. She is here. She would love to have a line out the door of people ready to speak. And with that, friends, we're going to call it a night or a morning wherever you happen to be. Thank you so much. Good job, everybody.
Good night.